This is one of the more advanced plants. You can see the sort of size of these. They're about 2 foot apart, or 2 foot apart, and the plants are sort of intermingling as they've really sort of got some shoulders on them. Now, I'm sure in the back of my mind that a shoot like that is actually going to be far too early, and will probably bud in the next week to 10 days. The only shame of it is a basal shoot, and it is the only problem with basal shoots, is that they're great when they come. They always come with great power. They always tend to come and produce a bud too early, so you end up knocking them back. So really, there's not a lot of benefit of them. You can see the ones more centrally in the middle here are smaller, a little bit more delayed, and it's a virtue of the soft plant. The way I grow the plant soft and keeping the base soft, I tend to get the basal growth before I get the top growth. Where a plant hardens up, you often get the growth from middle to the top of the plant first, and the basal growth comes later. But I'm happy it does that. That's just proving that I've kept the plant growing and soft, and the results are a plant that's nearly 2 foot across. But I really don't think that these shoots are going to do me any favours, so I'm going to remove them. There's one, and I can't see that that's going to hold another 3 weeks before producing a bud. And the other side of the coin is the fact that, as they are basal and they are so strong, they're taking the majority of the power out of this plant. And if you're going to end up having to knock it back, which we don't really want to be doing with giants or playing around with it, there's no real benefit. So we've lost those, and we're down to what's left. There's a pretty weedy one coming there. We'll take him out, which is now leaving us 4 in the middle, and there's bits of fluff again. We should just take those out. Again, I'm going to leave the 4 to give some options. And what that's given, that's a single stop plant with the 4 shoots that have come from it, and I would hope that in 3 weeks' time these start thinking about producing some bud, and I will probably take another one off in a week or so's time, if it starts doing anything strange, or just to get it down to numbers. And then when it comes to taking the buds, because I really only want these for the one show, I may well just leave 3 on, secure the 2 buds when I want them to be secured, and if there's a 3rd shoot still on the plant that hasn't budded or is budding earlier, then I should take it off at that point, and it'll just tighten up the flowering period over the 30 plants, so I've got maximum choice on the day. So there's the 2 comparisons. Most people are probably nearer this second stage. I wouldn't have tried to double stop them in the first place, but I just wanted to make sure I had options and spread. Now, still Sunday the 10th of July. Here's a plant of Narrows Treacia. There's a bed of them going up. The Narrows isn't the earliest of varieties. I wouldn't have said it was late, but it does tend to put on a fair amount of growth before it puts on a bud. Now, it's quite early, and certainly early stages, and we've only got sort of literally 1 pair of leaves and a tip on most of these shoots, but it's from now on that I start working from the top down, i.e. the giants, large, those that are ready, and start stripping them down to numbers. The easy process really is just to get an average of the size of the shoots that are coming. So you've got some there that are quite thin and weedy like that coming through, opposed to others there that are just a bit stronger, a bit more about them. I try not to just leave the strongest shoots on there if there's only 2 or 3 really strong shoots, because all the vigour will go into those few. So it's getting the average strength. I want 8 on this, that's what I grow it up. So I'll be looking for ideally 8 shoots like these that I can leave on. It should be there's plenty about. I'm probably going to be taking somewhere around 10 to 15 shoots off to achieve that. Now, because of the double stop, they do generate a lot of shoots, and it's my confidence is that I want to get rid of those as soon as I can. They're not going to be far out timing wise. You know, we have only got about 3 weeks to first buds, and a pair of leaves and a break isn't going to really bud much before. And I'm not really worried, because on narrows it will take a knockback if it starts budding early. So I just want to get the strength into the flowering shoots now that I've got, and I'll be doing this process right across the plot where I can. Some of them haven't made enough growth yet to really get into, but by the time I've done those that have, I'll be able to move on to them. Can't do it one-handed, so I'll work through this plant, keep the shoots out, and show you the finished product. Right, this is what we've taken off. Shoots from little spindly bits like that to slightly larger, longer shoots that are pushing through the others. They get a bit gangly. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, about 16 shoots taken off there. All 16 would have been taking some of that vigour from the plant. This is what we're left with, is one plant with 8. I try to space them so I leave them quite evenly around the plant and pointing out and generally outwards, so that when the ties come in, it will give the flowers around the perimeter of the growing area. And as you can see, they're all of a fairly even thickness and of a fairly accurate stage, and I would say that that plant will naturally now produce the buds when I want, and they'll be of even growth. I don't know that you can really achieve that on about 8 shoots from a single stop. You'll end up with the basal ones being much stronger, the higher ones being weaker, and a variance on the plant. So hopefully by doing this I'm achieving a balanced plant growing 8 up, that now all that feed is going only into those 8 shoots from quite an early stage. I won't bother tying it yet, you know, it's literally just above the straw, and when I do the first tie, which will probably be about sort of 12 inches above the straw there, so when the plant reaches up here, I will recount and just make sure nothing else is growing on from there. But at least when it comes to tying, it's a job that's already done out of the way. I'm not sitting there counting lots of fluff and removing loads of shoots. So I'll carry on doing this now on these plants. I've got 30 more of these to do, and then work the way through the plot. Hope that helps. Wednesday the 13th of July. Just changed food now, going on to the all-purpose Miracle Grow. It's equivalent to 312 really, so still slightly high nitrogen but nearer the balanced, which is what I tend to prefer. And then after this obviously we'll go on to the Tomorite. So I'm about just over halfway of stripping them down to numbers. I've done all the narrows treacia now, which are these. They were done Sunday down to 8 up. Half the Challenger, those plants that were growing on a single stop, have been done down to 4s. The other half will be next week. This is a few Hillcrest Hilton, 5 up, just for the Silver Hill. Then we've got Jubilee over there, Trooper Dan. Trooper Dan I've gone 7 up, which hopefully will keep it within size. It's quite a big one. The Jubilee 5 up, some Susan Carey, that's 5 up, and then the new Hillcrest that I'm trying, that's gone down to 5 up as well. Candies, half of those have been done, down to 9. I'm going to try, I'll probably bottle out and go down to 8s, but half of those have been took down to numbers. Half of the BJ are down, and all the Alf's Mascot and Lottie pretty much done. Most of the Winholm dying now, they're the ones I'm just on, down to 7s, normally 6 on those for me, but I'm going to try 7 this year, and the Oakwood Goldcrest down to 8s. So the plants are starting to grow now, and you know, after 2 weeks, these plants from their last stop, there's some sensible breaks coming on them. Now each tree always looks thin as a young plant. When it shoots a young, they tend to put the weight on a bit later on when they start forming buds. But other than that, they're looking good. And as you can see, the plots are starting to get green again after all being chopped back. Just show the giants now. These being the Canora Valentine, down to 3s and 4s on those. I'll probably finish flowering on 2s or 3s if any produce buds. I'm thinking that some of these bigger ones here may well bud before I want them to. And then the small ones there are the ones that was done on a double stop. Again, they've still been taken down to 4, and they should follow on. There's about 30 odd plants there. There's one of the Challengers, and one there that have been done.